Hey YouTube, it's ICU and welcome to the 50th episode of Best Tech Info and Rumors. To start off, I just wanted to say that yes, I am actually in a hotel right now, and I have mentioned this before, but I'll say it again. That's because I'm actually in the process of moving right now, so I will be situated by the time I make my next Best Tech Info and Rumors video, so I just wanted to get that out of the way. And next, I just wanted to say that because this is the 50th episode of Best Tech Info and Rumors, I will be doing a giveaway, and I'm going to give away a $50 iTunes gift card. I'm just going to get it online, and I'm going to give the winner the actual code for the gift card. So I'll go over how you can win that after I cover all of the news for this video. And to start off the news, I want to talk about Apple. So they did actually confirm the October 4th iPhone unveiling event, and it's set to take place in Cupertino, California at Apple's campus at 10 a.m. So I will have full coverage on that, and I'll just be reporting on all of the important things that happen at the event. It's also been reported that Apple will actually release the next generation iPhone on October 14th. So Apple usually likes to release the next generation iPhone about 1 to 2 weeks after the unveiling event, and this matches up with the October 4th unveiling event because it's just 10 days away. Also, Amazon announced their new Kindle Fire tablet for only $199, and it actually looks like a really great tablet. And that's because it's not like your typical tablet. So it's not like an iPad or a touchpad or anything else that's available on the market right now. And that's because it's basically like a watered down version of Android. You can't even really tell that it's on Android. And basically you just get access to all of Amazon's services. So that includes things like the App Store, Prime Instant Video, Amazon MP3, the Kindle Bookstore, and Amazon's cloud-based storage service. And it's all in Amazon's interface, so you can download games and other applications, but again, it's not necessarily like your typical tablet. And in addition to that, the Kindle Fire has its own type of web browser called Amazon Silk. It's supposed to be extremely fast and faster than the competition. And when Amazon announced the Kindle Fire, they also announced an updated Kindle and Kindle Touch, and they said that the Kindle will be just $79, and the Kindle Touch will either be $99 or $149, depending on whether or not you want 3G. Now moving back to Apple, supposedly they entered new iPod Touch and iPhone units in their internal inventory system, and the prefix for the new iPod Touch is N81A, and that's different than the current iPod Touch because it's N81, so it has that extra A at the end, and that extra A could mean a couple of different things. It could either mean that it will be available in white, or it could mean that there are minor changes that will be made to the 4th generation iPod Touch. So it would kind of be like the equivalent of an iPhone 3G to an iPhone 3GS. It would just be a slight step up, if that's actually the case. And in addition to that, it was also discovered that Apple keyed in iPhone units with the prefix N90A, and the current iPhone 4 is just N90. So the extra A in this situation most likely means that there will be minor changes to the iPhone 4. And building on that, it's also been reported that Apple entered N94 iPhone units, and this is most likely the iPhone 4S. So if this is the case, and if Apple does actually make the N94 iPhone their high-end device, then that means the N90A iPhone will actually be the low-end device, and it will probably be a gimped version of the iPhone 4. And the iPhone 4S in this case will actually be the updated iPhone 4, and it's been confirmed that this N94 device, a dual-core A5 processor, and that's the same processor that's actually in the iPad 2, and it will also most likely pack 1 GB of RAM and an 8 megapixel camera. But again, it's also possible that Apple will still release an iPhone 5. But if this rumor is any indication of what Apple will unveil on the 4th, then they'll just release an iPhone 4S and most likely an even lower iPhone. And also a couple months ago, I reported that AT&T will start data throttling in October, and that basically means if you're within the top 5% of AT&T's data users, then AT&T will actually decrease your 3G speeds. So a Reddit user actually received this message, and basically because they're in the top 5%, it's highly likely that in October they will start seeing slower 3G speeds. And this user had already used 11 gigabytes of their unlimited data plan this month so far. So just make sure you guys try and keep it below that mark if you don't want AT&T to throttle your data. And supposedly Verizon will also start doing the same thing. However, Sprint said that if they do receive the iPhone, then they will not throttle the data of the top 5% users. So that's just something to keep in mind. In addition to that, it's also been reported by an inside source that Apple will offer the iPhone iPhone 5 or iPhone 4S, whatever it may be, in 3 different capacities. Now, if this is true, it's most likely that they will introduce a 64 gigabyte iPhone model, and they will still sell the 32 and 16 gigabyte iPhone models as well. And if they don't go with those capacities, then they will most likely introduce an 8 gigabyte iPhone and still offer the 16 and 32 gigabyte versions as well. So again, whatever the case may be for the next generation iPhone, we will find out on October 4th. And hopefully we'll find out about Apple's other products too, including the next generation iPod Touch. So again, just be sure to stay tuned for that. And for everybody who wants to enter my $50 iTunes gift card giveaway, just be sure to hit that subscribe button to be subscribed to me if you aren't already, and you will be notified every time I release a new video. And also rate this video up to be entered, and just leave a comment down below. And I will pick out someone's comment over the weekend, and I'll check to see if you match the requirements. And if so, then I will announce you as the winner in the 51st episode of Best Tech Info and Rumors. So that's how you enter to win the $50 iTunes gift card. And I'll have links to everything I talked about in today's episode down below in the more info. I'll also have links to my Twitter accounts and Facebook fan page. Be sure to follow my Twitter accounts and like my Facebook fan page to be updated more often. And until next time, this is ICU signing out.